Hi, Alton Banks here with Animalville Breeders. Get ready to cover a topic that plagues many breeders, past, present, and potentially future. And it's a mistake that everyone has made. How to pick the right puppy from your litter. Stay tuned. Now, if you've had a litter and you've sold puppies and kept puppies from that litter and later on saw those puppies as they develop into the future and thought, wow, I really made a bad pick, or I picked the wrong puppy from that litter from my program, don't be embarrassed by this. In fact, you're like me and many other breeders out there. We all have made that mistake. And in fact, instead of being something that you're embarrassed about, I would consider this a rite of passage. This should have sparked a passion and a desire in you to do even more research and to get even more better at making those picks correctly. Now, there's some preliminary things that we have to cover right off the bat in order to put you right in a position to make the best pick. First, you should have an established program or be working towards establishing the program. What do I mean by that? The dogs that you have or you should be breeding for should be the dogs that have the look that you desire, the features, the characteristics of the breed that you desire. If not, you're going to constantly find yourself drifting into another direction. So first and foremost, I would say definitely you want to identify what drives you in the breed. What are your I absolutely have to have and your things that you just absolutely can't stand for. Maybe it's an off bite or loose skin or so, whatever you decide those things are, you definitely want to breed away from those things that you dislike and towards those things that you like. But you definitely want to go with, if there's a dog that's constantly catching your eye, or that may be an indication of this is the type of dog that you would like to breed towards. Do your research on that dog, do your research on the pedigree, and start building a program from there. So when I talk about a program, I'm talking about what desires that you have, what are you going to use, what features that you want to do to characterize your line or your breed, your specifics, and also what of those features that you want to take into the future. These things are important to help you set up and establish your program. Once you've done those things, research the dogs that get you there. Study your Grandsize. This is something that I used to do back in the pit bull world, before I even came to the American Bully in 2002. What dogs, what do those Grandsize look like, and the Great Grands? I would do a lot of my research on those dogs. In addition, so pedigree is important. Pedigree is important, especially when you want to establish a program, meaning that the characteristics of your dogs will enhance those that they're bred to. Those characteristics will carry through, not just be washed out. So we've got those things established. So let's get to the finished product. So you're here, you've done your breeding, you've done all of these other things in the process, you've done your breeding, you have puppies on the ground. What should you be doing? What should you be looking for? How do you get to the level where you're picking the best picks for you and your program? This is a mirror time, and I don't mean a mirror time, I mean that in dual purpose. One, you need to look in the mirror on your program and say, what do you want to keep from your program and what do you want to get rid of? What does your program have that are strong features that you know if you bred to a dog, those are going to stay? And what is some weak issues that you, features that you may need to strengthen or breed towards weaning out? So once you've had those things, write those things down, jot those things down, identify those things. Personally, us with Animalville breeders, we breed bulls. We have very bully structured dogs, real bully dogs, wow factor dogs. If your dog lacks in some area or something, you might look at us as someone that can get you a dog that'll help you add that beef or that bull to your line. However, we want to transition more into a more balanced dog. We're looking at a dog that could potentially go into the show ring and not only compete but win. So as we begin to do this research and kind of focus our breeding into this direction, we have one specific area that we're focused on right now at this moment that we feel is most important, and that's the rear end. So we're focusing on the rear end of the dog. So that's what we're looking for in our puppies: strong rears, strong rears, strong rears. Some of the research behind it, or some of the thinking behind that, is if you have a strong rear, good curve, nice curve in the stifles, turn the stifle, and good rear angulation, that's going to lower your top line. All right, and then the lower top line is going to give you a better top line. So that's something that we're focused on right now. So what do you need to get started? I would say first off, start with a desktop somewhere, a good clean surface or something that you can sit your puppies on. Secondly, I would set a mirror behind that area. A mirror behind that area, and I'll give you an example here in a second. Thirdly, you want to have a tape measure. Have a tape measure out. You are going to see puppies. You're going to fall in love with puppies. And I don't know if color is your thing, but sometimes a color can catch you of a dog. You want to make sure you have weaned all those things out. One of the things that helped me over the years is a book called A Puppy Puzzler. It is a great read. It is a very old book. If you can find it, get it in your arsenal. It is definitely going to help you. But you want to have pen, paper, something to jot down. In this new modern world, I'm going to use a little bit of a computer here. And I've jotted down just some quick notes, things that are kind of important for me as I go through the process of looking at my pups. Right off the bat, I want to identify male, female, and what week this is. One of the things in a puppy puzzler book that I learned is evaluating your puppies and putting them in pick order of every week of their life. Though week 8 is one of the most important weeks for picking your puppy, normally what that puppy is at week 8, they're going to go into a little bit of an ugly phase, but at the end, that puppy should be back somewhere near what you saw at week 8 when they hit a year old or somewhere shortly after that. However, the growth throughout that process to get there is something that you want to note and document. So I would start at birth, as I've done, start at birth of the litter. Then you want to progress through every week, taking a week and do a weekly evaluation of those puppies. At the end, when you hit 8 weeks, you want to take all of that information and put it together and go over it. This is going to show you the growth of each puppy, and this is also going to show you how they progressed. These tools should help you to pick the best puppy for your program at the end of that 8-week period. So I'm going to go into a little more detail here, but for those of you who need to jump off, hey, I hope this has helped you. For everyone else, stay tuned. We're going to go a little bit deeper into this, and I'll give you some examples.